I spent 100 days in No Rest for the Wicked. It is an action RPG game where I play as a Serim, a member of a group of mystical warriors sworn to defeat the Pestilence, our enemies. This time, I'll be committing myself to being a warrior, putting most of my points to strength, and wielding a great sword. Will I be able to defeat every boss in the game? Or will I fail? Let's begin. Alright, we start at the shallows with nothing but some scrap clothes on our body. So I started looting everything around me, from crabs, mushroom, herbs, anything I can find. And from this glowing blue thing, I found myself an axe. So I immediately wore it. Now I can harvest some wood, which is gonna be very important later on to rebuild the town where we're going, which is Sacrament. I spoke with this dying NPC to initiate the Sacrament quest. Now we have an idea where Sacrament is. And also, after looting this body, I got a two-handed sword. What a great way to start our warrior build or our strength build. I'm gonna be using a great sword the entire playthrough. And of course, I'm not really that strong, so sneak attack is always the best because you can one-shot enemies depending on what weapon you have. For the great sword, it's one-shot, yeah. A big stab on a big sword. Definitely a one-shot. And look, this is what you call a Serim Whisper. This is basically like a save point. So if I die, I respawn there. Or if we unlock the fast travel option later on the game, we can go back there. On this broken bridge up here, I tried sneaking on this warrior right here, but I failed. So I'm gonna do my best to parry and attack, but I failed as well. It took me a while to get used to it again. Anyways, we vanquished the enemy and got another claymore. I'm gonna be using this as an extra when we try to enhance or strengthen our weapon. Because sometimes the outcome is really bad and I don't wanna mess things up. Continuing on, I climbed this tower full of vines, and as usual, I'll be sneaking around because I don't wanna risk my life. Oh my god. So much for sneaking around. I don't know why he got alerted. And look, I got some better armor from the enemy. And that's great. For now, I settled in this campfire so I can cook more potions or food. Food in this game is considered the potions in the game. I'm making mushroom soup, which would heal me like 35 HP whenever I eat it. Sneaky, sneaky. And we reach level 2. I'll be pumping all my stat points to strength for more damage. So I continued adventuring in Mariner's Keep, killing a bunch of enemies I find. We'll eventually reach a Sacrament. In this area, I found myself a pickaxe. Now I can start mining some ores. And ores are important in upgrading the town where we're going, which is Sacrament. I'll be needing a whole bunch of these materials to upgrade everything. I then discovered another Serim Whisper. It means I'm progressing through the area. Even though I'm a strength build, I can also be an assassin. Look at how easily I defeated that one guy with a dropping attack. And by defeating these two enemies, I had access to this dead guard, which had the mess hall key. With this key, we can open the mess hall, which there's like a blacksmith trap there being bullied by the enemies. So I opened the mess hole and immediately attacked the enemies with a wide swing. But it wasn't enough, so I threw a bunch of grenades just to clear out the mob. I didn't want to 3-on-1 them. I want to 1 versus 1 them, like what I'm doing here. And I reached level 3. Sold a bunch of stuff to the blacksmith, basically everything I didn't need, which is everything, and bought myself a shovel. Only tool I don't have to collect some clay. I also bought 2 recipes for food. Now I can use the crabs I got and make food out of it. For stat distribution, I decided to add 1 health each level so I can have survivability. The blacksmith gave me an item to open up the gate, so I opened the gate. And I encountered this warrior again, but I still took care of him with parrying and my skills. And look, I got myself a small experience potion, which boosts my experience points by 50. That's crazy. I then continued my adventures and rode this elevator to bring me a bit higher. I still encountered a bunch of enemies here though, but they're like lackey levels and they didn't really matter to me. I can easily kill them. I eventually reach a place called the Urban Glades where I see 2 NPCs I totally ignored. I then kicked off this bridge so I have a way to come back here easier than going up the elevator again. I found another Serum Whisper, and as I proceeded to the area, I hear a loud noise. It seems a boss encounter will be happening soon. But I didn't feel like I was ready yet, so I continued my grind of trees, iron ores, clay, monsters, and a lot of random stuff in this Urban Glades area. Found this place where it feels like it's a mushroom and the herb shrine, because there's like a lot of mushrooms scattered everywhere in this altar or shrine like looking area. I don't know how to describe this area. It seems like, I don't know, a magic circle or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm so happy to get a bunch of mushrooms and herb. Now I can make more food for potions. There were a lot of treasure chests to be plundered in this area as well, and I was close to level 4. I just needed to find more enemies. So I climbed above the Urban Glades, and there were stationed soldiers here, which I easily took care of with my giant sword. And after killing a ninja lizard right here, I should be able to level up. For now, I decided to add some points to equipment load so I can wear this hat, which is higher armor than my current hat. I then encountered a giant in the Urban Glades. It was pretty tough to fight. He has a wide range of attack, but with proper parrying, I should be able to take care of this very easy. It was honestly a close call. Good thing my potion healed me faster than his damage. After clearing the Urban Glades of its loot and monsters, it was time for the boss fight. And we have defeated the first boss in the game. I couldn't get the legendary two-handed sword though, but it's fine. And with that, we have gained access to Sacrament. Inside Sacrament, I spoke with Carolyn. She gave me a quest to look for her missing husband, Gordon. I also interacted with this merchant right here. He always sells various goodies like this ring right here. I don't have any ring right now, so I'm very tempted to buy this armor ring since I have nothing to wear. Then talk to this lady called Eleanor. She is the enchanter in this place. So I enchanted my extra two-handed claymore to see if I get anything good. And, well, kinda sucks. So I'm probably not using this. For now, I extracted a rune from this axe weapon I bought from the blacksmith. The skill is called Throw, and it looks really sick, like throwing your giant two-handed sword. So I place it on my claymore, and I also infuse a bunch of gem on it, especially the one that helps me gain focus for damage dealt. Also inserted the quartz, which gives my weapon electric element. Electric damage increases the amount of stagger an enemy gains, and since we have a two-handed sword, we're already having like a big number of stagger. So electric element on it is chef's kiss. Just look at that shiny electric glowing sword. Isn't that cool? I then interacted with the Serum Whisper in town, and now I unlocked the fast travel. Then I traveled all the way up in Sacrament to reach the Rookery, where I meet Rowan and the Watcher. They provided me with a lodging to sleep on and a temporary chest to store my excess items. Also, interacting with the Watcher gives me an ability to choose an expansion on my slots. For now, I chose to expand my ring slot so I can wear 2 rings. Basically, each time we kill a boss, we get something called the Plague Ichor. And with the Plague Ichor, the Watcher can unlock a bunch of inventory slots and equipment slots for us. I also spoke with these people right here, and they said that the Madrigal was looking for me. But for now, I ignored their quest. There was a more important quest right now, and it's with this guy, Winnick. He asked me to look for a warlord called Darak, and he can be found around the Orban Glades. Now, one of the most important NPC I wanted to interact with after everything was this guy, Danos. He can repair a bunch of area or shops in Sacrament or improve their tiers. So my main focus right now is only the smithy and the enchantment shop, because both of these are very important for the build I plan. For the smithy, it can provide me with higher tiered armors and ingots like iron and silver ingots. For the enhancement shop, once it's tier 3, the lady will sell a blink rune, which is very cool, very nice to use. I love blink in this game. You basically can teleport anywhere you click, and I like it. I then went to the blacksmith to upgrade my claymore. Look at the amount of damage increase I get from upgrading this claymore. It now has like 19 damage. I don't really have any money right now to upgrade it to the 3rd level, but it's fine. So for now, I went into another realm so I can farm a bunch of trees, a bunch of ores, a bunch of clays, and also to plunder a lot of treasure chests here, as well as get experience from killing the monsters. I didn't like the idea of waiting for the monsters and the resource to respawn, so I just made another realm. Look at the throw skill in action. Check this out. Yeah, awesome, right? So let me just time skip everything because I just grinded everything from scratch, which you already saw the monsters I encountered here. If you want to get stronger fast in the game, improving the facilities in Sacrament is one of the best ways to become strong in the game, because the moment you upgrade a facility, the items they sell will increase by a tier. So the higher the tier or the higher the upgrade of a facilities in Sacrament, the more items they sell and the better quality. As for the boss, killing it the second time was way easier now that I had the throw skill and also my new and improved gears. In each realm, the merchant sells a different product. So I always visit this merchant and buy a bunch of gems or anything that I need here. I especially look out for rings, but I'm not really lucky to encounter another ring from this guy. I can also unlock some slots because I killed the boss again. And now the Watcher can give me another benefit of unlocking a slot for me. So I unlocked my 3rd ring slot. Next, I was feeling confident that I can take care of this boss in the war room, even if I was still like not really in the equipment zone, and the war room is currently at a dangerous area where the monster can just 3-shot me. But with the right timing of parrying, I should be able to take care of this monster easily. By killing this boss, I gained a lot of experience and reached level 7, as well as getting a Plague Ichor. So I went back to my original realm to submit all the materials I gathered from that realm. So like I said, I focus on the smithy and the enhancement shop, which is already on the works. For the remainder of my materials, I just distributed them wherever I wanted. I then killed the War Room boss here on my original realm. Which, this thing is really easy once you get to know like the timing of the parries. But for some reason, this thing is bugged. I can't see its sword at all. But, you know, if you look at the hands closely, you can tell when to parry. Fighting a monster way above my level earned me so much experience. I'm now level 8. Next, I entered this glowing area inside this cave right here. This is where I met Marcus, and he was a potion seller. But before he moves to Sacrament, he wants us to prove ourselves that we're a Serim. And for that, we need to look for a certain giant flower in this cave and interact with it. Upon opening a chest in the cave, I found myself a rune ring. Something that would increase my rune attacks by 13%. And after interacting with this Serum Whisper, I finally found the giant flower the potion seller was talking about. And upon interacting with it, it sprayed some kind of magical sprinkles all over me. And now I can see and interact with structures I've never seen before. So I followed the illusionary track I never saw before. It would surely lead me to something important. This quest is honestly stressful as I don't know when I will fall and there's so many obstacles on my way, like a lot of enemies trying to kill me while I try to survive hopping from one illusionary floor to another. And I kinda screwed up right here. Whee! So I had to repeat everything and came back here and was very careful before I jumped until I found this area right here which had a hole, an opening of a gate, I guess. So I entered the opening and jumped through the waterfall, and with that I had finished the quest. It seems that the flower would be a poison to anyone who interacted with it unless you are a Serim. And if you're a Serim, you can just see those illusionary things. So now the potion seller will be appearing in Sacrament. Next up, I went to the Shallows to fight the Savage Pair. Basically, these two giants right here. It's one of the bounty quests and the reward is a Plague Ichor. I just wanted the armor or the loot it drops. They usually drop like plated gears level 11, which is pretty good. And with that, I had defeated the Savage Pair. I got a glove and a plated pants that I can try and enhance to see if I can get anything good. So my goal here in the Shallows was to look for Gordon, who was currently shouting atop of this tower. So I headed to the tower to see what's up. It seems he was stuck here with no way to jump over the other side of the bridge. He wanted help to look for another way to escape here and go back to Sacrament. So sure, I need to kick up the ladder right there. So I opened this area towards the western bridge. There were a bunch of monsters inside, but they were really not a problem since we really had like a high strength. And we can like one-shot these lobby monsters. But there was like one tough monster here, but don't worry, we have our throw skill. We can just throw our giant sword in its face and it should be no problem. And with that, we leveled up to 10. After reaching the area of interest, I kicked the ladder for Gordon. And now once we get to Sacrament, we should be able to see him there selling food and materials for cooking food. Before heading out to continue the progression of the story, I decided to donate a bunch of stuff to Danos so he can start preparing Sacrament. I then went to the rookery to expand more of my resource inventory with the plague ichor I had. And with my smithy upgrade done, I bought a iron pickaxe and a shovel. I also bought a set of the level 11 armor that the blacksmith had and enchanted them, along with the items I got from the 2 enemies I fought earlier at the shallows. This helmet would have been so good if not for the stamina loss. The enhancement I got were pretty decent, but I really like the one I got for this glove. Look at that healing effect, 25% and overall speed. I just need one more level and I can wear everything. I'm so excited. I then finally continued the hunt for the warlord and entered the cave at the Orban Glades, where I fought a bunch of new enemies, like this guy with a spear. They weren't really tough, but having an enemy with a shield is pretty hard since they usually block most of my attacks. But what can that small shield do to my giant sword? I pressed forward and I think I'm too powerful for these guys. They're very easy to kill, just 2 slashes. I eventually discovered the Serum Whisperer, meaning we're so close to the boss fight because we have a save point right here. So after killing all the enemies in the area, I healed up and headed over to the gate, and surely there is a boss fight waiting.
Ellsworth arms field hands and farmers and sends them to the slaughter. I wonder, by the time we breach Sacrament's gates, will anyone be left inside? Your kind's supposed to be dead. You're fighting for a dead man. Ellsworth can't protect Sacrament. He can't protect anyone.
Honestly, that fight was horrible. I was just being clobbered around by that guy. I couldn't parry at all, not until the end. Anyways, I returned back to Sacrament, overheard these two talking, and in order to track down where the warlord ran away, I had to free this guy called Ratigan. He said that if I free him, he would lead me to where their hideout is. Upon freeing this guy, we would meet at the sewers near the shallows. So I went to the sewers and surely he was waiting for me.
Your kingdom awaits within, and all the rot that comes with it.
So we now entered the place called the Black Trench. This place is filled with mutated rats, leeches, mutated persons, and a bunch of the regular enemies we always see. Before fighting any monsters, I interacted with the Serum Whisperer, so if ever anything goes south, I can just come back here. I killed a bunch of rats until I finally got a key that would lead me to opening a door to progress to this place. This was the Drainage Cellar key, which is used to open the cellars. And upon entering the cellars, I saw this scene where a mutated thing is killing a man. Yeah. I went down and finished off the leeches that came out after that thing exploded. There were a bunch of these lever puzzles in the sewers, but I won't highlight that much of it. But let me show you the fight against the mutated being. Well, it's not really a fight. I just threw my sword and it died. I eventually reached an area where I had to defeat the similar boss to the war room we fought like earlier. It wasn't as tanky as the one in the war room, and I believe it's not that strong as well. But a boss is a boss. I call this a boss, but I think it's more like a mini boss. Still had that bug where the sword doesn't appear. Anyways, after killing these little monsters right here, I finally leveled up to 11 and I can finally wear my new armor set. Now look at my drip and the amount of armor that has been increased due to these new items. Let's go! And here's my current stat. I have like 15 in equipment load, and I usually divide like 2 points in strength and 1 point in health right now because I feel like I'm not really that tanky. It's always nice to survive because we can keep fighting the enemy until it dies rather than us being one shot to death. Anyhow, I kept progressing through the area until I received the sewer lever handle, which I can now turn a bunch of contraptions that required the handle. Going back to the starting point, I can now interact with this and a bridge would form and I can go to the other side. As I headed inside this tunnel, I was pretty sure that the boss should be just right ahead because everything looks pretty creepy, and I was right.
You're sick, all of you. Try and stop me. Keep me from Nora. But I'll save her. Protect her from you.
And with that, I have slain Darak and gained a level. And I got a very cool looking armor. Let's go. Hopefully I can get a good enhancement on this. I look like a mini version of Darak with this armor. With the quest completed, I can now unlock housing, meaning I can buy a house where I can store my items. I don't need to go up to the rockery because honestly it's too far up, and I would like to have my house of my own where I can put a lot of chests. I enchanted the armor and look at its stat. It is pretty decent considering its only negative is the durability is half, which we don't really care that much. 75 durability is pretty high. I can always just repair it when I get home. So I changed my armor to the cool looking one that makes me look like mini Darek. Then contributed a bunch of my clays to Danos. I don't really have any of the spruce or iron ores right now, but it's the next thing I need to farm. And looking at the rebuilding of Sacrament, it seems I need a bunch of pine wood and copper ore again in order to improve Marcus's alchemy stand and Gordon's pantry. Once again, I traveled to another realm in order to farm some wood, clay, and iron ores. And upon fighting the boss, it stood no chance at all. Look at my damage. It was already dead. And still no legendary sword though. I wanted to extract a skill from the legendary sword so I can insert it to my claymore. But we're unlucky. I then did the War Room bounty before heading back to my original world and donating every material I got to Danos. So now both the alchemy stand and Gordon's pantry are working to be tier 2 shops. I can now shop for more items from them. It was now time to progress to the next area of interest, which was the Nameless Pass. In the Nameless Pass, we can now farm for some spruce wood and iron ores. There are also some clay here, but it's pretty rare compared to the shallows and urban glades. Aside from that, there are also new resources here like the potato, some berries, and there are a bunch of new monsters here as well. They're not really tough. I guess I'm kind of overpowered right now. Like, see, look at this one monster here. I just need to hit it twice and it's dead. But well, there's always this monster in the garden which can destroy me in just a one hold attack. Anyways, this garden is wonderful for getting like a bunch of the Dracania herb. I don't know how to pronounce this. But anyways, it's a material for a new different food recipe which you use like the potato for. So I grinded this place for its iron ores and spruce wood. I'll probably go to another realm as well to farm more as I wanted to upgrade my smithy and my enhancement shop. There are also these new and improved lizard enemies that have like fire elements on their sword. I'm not really sure if they're lizards, but they look like lizards on my eye since they're pretty high. I think it's a lizards, right? And once again, this thing right here will clap me so easily and I died again. I hate that thing. So I continued killing monsters and grabbing all the iron ores and spruce wood I could find in this place. Once I reached like tier 3 on the enhancement shop, I would immediately insert some blink on my claymore and it's gonna be very fun to play with the blink. I rode this giant elevator looking thing so I can go down the mountain and maybe unlock the gate so I don't need to go through above the mountain in order to get to this place. And that's what I did. I opened the gate. Now I can just go through that area if I want to go to this area. And after seeing this Serum Whisper, I then teleported back to Sacrament to donate everything to Danos. It would take about 4 hours before Danos is done upgrading the shops. I would need to go to another realm to get the 3 missing spruce wood I need. So I went to another realm to chop about 3 spruce wood. And then afterwards, I'm done with the shop upgrades. For this run of being a warrior, I only needed the smithy and the enhancement shop. I didn't need the woodworking shop and the other shops in general. Tier 2 was enough. After being away for 4 hours from my PC, the upgrades on the smithy and the enhancement shop was done. I can now buy level 21 gears from the smithy, as well as silver ingots and silver tools. And here's the most important thing I wanted to do, buying Blink and infusing it on my claymore. As for Gordon's shop, I made sure it's tier 2 now. Now I can buy a bunch of new recipes to make like a better healing potion, but I don't really need it. Mushroom soup is enough for me. So moving on, I continued my progression and it seems the next boss is a twin. So we're expecting a twin to fight later on. Look at how fun blinking is. You can basically just catch enemies in surprise or easily dodge a bunch of skill shots from enemies. That's why I love this skill. Alright, so in order to progress, I need to solve this crane puzzle where I need to hop on a bunch of crane. And I need to look for an area where I can hop to the said crane. So in order to progress, I had to go back up from the elevator again. And I had to drop from this height, hoping that I wouldn't die. I need to make sure my HP is full because it would really hurt when you fall like this. I couldn't find another way to get to this area or this puzzling area. So the only thing I can think of was dropping off this mountain in order to get here. But if it works, right? So time to hop and hop and hop and hop. Blink is so cool. After all that, we finally found the Serum Whisper, and I should unlock this door so I can access this place anytime. So I opened the gate, those blocking our progression. I now have arrived at an area that looks like a prison. There are a lot of dead people actually. I don't know what happened here. It's probably a conflict from soldiers and prisoners. I eventually found a way out of this prison by climbing a mountain. Interacted with yet another whisper before I proceeded. I can see a bunch of people over there. Not really sure what's happening, but I should check it out. And it seems there were some people blocking the way here, so I had no other choice but to go here. It's like they're waiting for me to come. They're just lining up and like making way for me. Anyways, I was here for the call for the Madrigal. So she just needed someone to understand ancient texts, and since I am a mystical warrior on ancient times, I can read the text. So I read the text, made no sense, so I went away. And since the people blocking the area were unblocking the area, I went through it. I then interacted with another whisper. I guess with this whisper here, it just means that we're very close to a boss. After going through this area, which looks like a waterfall inside a cave, I just jumped, fought some monsters like this lizard right here. I mean, lizards. Climbed this rock. And finally reach an area which looks like an entrance. It was boss fight time.
Some of them begged. Some of them prayed. When we took their eyes and cut their throats. But there are no gods to answer. Not even yours.
I swear to God, blinking around is so fun. Anyways, with that, we have finished the Servant of God quest. And the Madrigal never thanked us. So I went back to Sacrament after that quest was finished. It seems Old Man was giving a speech regarding the future of Sacrament. I didn't really care much. I just wanted to speak with Rowan right here. He gave me a book which I can give to Elsa, who was at the masonry. But first, I wanted to use all my Plague Ichor to upgrade or unlock more slots on my inventory. I then went to the masonry to give the tome to Elsa. There seems to be a giant hole in this masonry, so I went inside. Here, I found Elsa, so I gave her the tome. And it seems this was a chamber, the Serum Crucible. And in order to unlock it, it will need our Serum Blood. So I gave the blood, and now we have unlocked the Serum Crucible. The big place. I then interacted with the Whisper because I know I'm gonna be heading out to battle soon. So in order for this ruin to function, it needs something called a Fallen Ember and our blood. And once we sacrifice some of our blood in the Fallen Ember, it activated this elevator thingy where we can now go and combat a bunch of monsters. This is our training area. The monsters here were really hard to kill and they were really strong. But they're very good to grind on as they were giving a bunch of experience. I'm not sure where I'm throwing my sword there. But anyways, I needed to be careful here because everything can kill me inside this Serum Crucible. But with our throw skill, we should be safe to kill everything here. And with that, we have reached level 15. It was time to grind to level 21 for our new armor set. I actually got really lucky here because I got a tier 3 two-handed sword. I'm gonna be switching my claymore to this thing right here. I didn't really have the wolf claws to upgrade my claymore to tier 2. So this tier 3 festering sword would be really helpful in conquering this Serum Crucible. After my Crucible grind, I returned to Sacrament for now to enhance my festering earth. I inserted a rune that does like the fire throw. I was having second thoughts as I wanted to put lightning element on the sword, but instead, let's just go with the fire. So I inserted the gem for focus, the gem for damage, and the gem for weight reduction. I still couldn't use it though as I didn't have 42 strength. But I did upgrade it to the maximum amount, which would be a max of tier 3 upgrade. I just need one more level and I can wear this. It has about 49 damage and it's very crazy. It's gonna make our Crucible run really easy. Because currently our Claymore is pretty bad. To think I already considered myself OP as a strength character with this Claymore and it's only tier 1. I then went back to the Serum Crucible to grind for levels and to grind for items. And finally, I have leveled up. I can finally insert 3 more strength to get 42 and I can wear the Festering Sword. I mean the Earth Festering Sword. Let's go! Yeah! Oh my god, the damage on that fire throw, that's crazy. After that run, I went home and enchanted the plated armor I got. Also, I bought a blink rune to insert to my new sword. I continued my grind at the Serum Crucible and surely it was way easier because of the sword. It has so much damage. This place also dropped like large experience potions which gives like 800 XP and I'm very happy each time I get one. And now I'm level 18 and everything will be going to strength and maybe some in health for survivability. I actually managed to reach the boss area and I'm just level 18 right now. That's crazy. My current stat is 21 health, 45 strength, and 15 equipment load. For my items, it's just tier 2 items since I'm just 18. And the enhancement isn't really that great for the rings. It's kind of trash. So yeah, all the plated items I get, I will try to enhance it to see if we can get any good enhancement. But for now, since we're already at the boss area, I'm gonna buff myself up with all the food I have in the inventory, like increasing my focus, my health, my damage, and my stamina. After buffing up, I fought the final boss of the game. Yeah, I died. I actually needed more focus. I needed a focus ring so I can have more capacity to like blink and attack with a skill. Now, I needed more inventory slots. I went to another realm to beat up a boss and the war room boss so I can expand my inventory slot. After that, I bought a bunch of Claymore and enchanted them. I wanted to get a certain Claymore which had like life percent gain when damage dealt. But I couldn't really find a good one, so I stuck with my Earth Sword. And so the grind continues. And finally, I reached level 21. I had to add some points to my equipment load as I was encumbered. I couldn't wear my new armor for now as it was very heavy and it made me encumbered when I wear it. So I need to wait till I level up again so I can add more equipment load stat. I then reached the boss floor again, so I buffed myself up with attack, HP, focus, and stamina. But I died again. This just means I need more armor and more health. More survivability, basically. So I continued the grind at the Serum Crucible. I couldn't really find any good equipments yet. And I needed money as well to buy a bunch of tier 3 armors from the blacksmith to try luck on enhancement. So the only thing I could really do right now is grind some more. So I reached the boss area again and faced the Echo Knight. Okay. He fell? Well, this sucks. The Echo Knight falling down means he wouldn't die and nothing will happen. I was so close to beating his butt and this had to happen. I'm so sad. So for now, I went back to town to sell a bunch of equipments and I bought a bunch of armor from the blacksmith so I can try enhancing them, see if I get any good enhancement. I got myself a pretty decent helmet. I'm happy with this. I also got this really good armor with focus gain 27, health regeneration, poise defense 17, and equipment load increase of 12%. So my current gear is pretty decent now. I just need more money to upgrade it to the max of tier 3. So I continued my grind at the Serum Crucible. I'll be adding more to health this time until it reaches like 30 for survivability. So it was finally time to face off again with the Echo Knight. Hopefully he doesn't fall again. I would hate to see it. And finally, we have defeated the Echo Knight. Let's go. So I got like 2 legendary items I don't use. The Proud Lance and the Cinder and Stone. Oh well, it's always nice to have it, I guess. I'll just store it in my storage. So I finally achieved all my goals in the game already. So I finally killed the final boss, the Echo Knight, at early access. So the only thing remaining now would be to reach max level of 30. 5 more levels to go. I guess you can say farming the Echo Knight is a really good XP source. I'm just bullying him at this point. Now I know I can just blink away and like kill him with my flamethrower. So I spent my entire time in the Serum Crucible until I finally reached level 30. And here's my current stat. 30 health, 18 equip load, and everything else to strength for more power. 69 on strength. And with the Echo Knight slain for the final time, this concludes our 100 days of no rest for the wicked. Minus 48 days. I can't believe I cleared this within 52 days. In this playthrough, every 10 minutes is a 1 day is what I decided. Because the daytime cycle in this game is really long. And I think it's dependent on what the current time is in real life. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to watch more 100-day videos. If you want, you can watch my playthrough as a mage or as an assassin. Alright, thank you again for watching. Bye now. See ya.